in 12.1 is that tangent lines are always going to intersect a circle at one point, and that point creates a 90-degree angle with the radius. So as you can see in my diagram on the screen, the highlighted yellow lines are called tangents, and the highlighted blue lines are called your radius, or your radii of the circle. As you can tell, the radius and the tangent line are creating a 90-degree angle when they intersect. Since you know that the yellow lines are tangents, and since they are intersecting at a 90-degree angle, they are going to always be congruent. You can also pull that triangle out. As you can tell, I have a radius and I have a tangent line, and I have a hypotenuse. You know how to solve right triangles. To solve right triangles, you use Pythagorean theorem. So if I were to give you the hypotenuse or the tangent or the radius, if I were to give you two of those values, you would be able to find the third value given that triangle. So I have two examples for you. The first example is circle C. You know that the two lines DE and DF are tangents since they look tangent. You can assume that they are tangent. Since they are tangent lines, you can go ahead and set them equal to each other and solve for your variable. Same with circle Q on the right. SR and RT are tangents because they look like they're tangent to the circle. They're intersecting at one point, and they would be perpendicular to the radii. Since they are tangents, we can go ahead and set them equal to each other. This is the main idea that you will get out of 12.1. However, sometimes you will be asked to solve for a missing variable, either the radius, or find what the length of the tangent line is, or find the length of the hypotenuse of that right triangle. And to do that, that's what I was talking about earlier, is you would just use Pythagorean theorem. So we knew that y was equal to 14, and since y is equal to 14, we can plug it back in to df, and we're going to get 42. Now I'm just going to say that DC, the hypotenuse, is 60. In order to figure out how long the radius is, we would go ahead and you could pull that triangle out and redraw it if you wanted to. Otherwise, just go ahead and use Pythagorean theorem. You're going to have 60 squared equals 42 squared plus x squared, and you can go ahead and use Pythagorean theorem to solve that. So again, the main idea that you need to remember here is that tangents are always perpendicular to the radius, intersects the circle at one point, and that the two tangent lines will always be congruent.